Is Apple already too late to lead the foldable phone market? That's a question many are starting to ask as new leaks reveal Apple's first foldable iPhone might not launch until the end of 2026. Meanwhile, Samsung will likely be unveiling its 8th generation foldable by then, the Galaxy Z Fold 8. And based on early reports, Samsung might still keep the upper hand in a few important ways. Let's break this down in simple terms. Even though Apple is finally getting into foldables, Samsung's experience and current hardware could give it a clear lead in three key areas: screen size, camera setup, and daily comfort when using the phone. First, let's talk about size, and no, not the size of the phone in your pocket, but the screen you get once you open it. Samsung has been pushing large foldable displays for years. Their upcoming Galaxy Z Fold 7 is already rumored to feature an 8-inch inner display that's pretty big for a foldable. Apple's first foldable iPhone, on the other hand, might only offer a 7.58-inch foldable screen. Some reports mention a possible 7.8-inch size, but even then, Samsung's device would still be slightly ahead for users who want to browse, stream, or multitask. Every inch counts, and Samsung might just offer more of it. Now, let's move on to the cameras. The leaks suggest Apple will go with two rear cameras, each with 48 megapixel resolution. That sounds fine, but there's a catch: no mention of a telephoto lens. That means limited zoom capability without losing image quality. Samsung, however, is going all out. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to keep its powerful setup: a 200-megapixel main camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 10-megapixel telephoto camera. By the time we see the Fold 8, Samsung could even upgrade the ultra-wide or telephoto cameras to 50 megapixels. That kind of setup gives users more options, whether it's wide shots, zoomed-in images, or super sharp detail. But there's one more thing that might matter even more in daily life: how the phone feels in your hand. Apple's design is rumored to be inspired by the iPad mini, which could mean a wider phone when it's folded shut. That might look cool on paper, but could make one-handed use a challenge. Samsung, meanwhile, has stuck with a narrow and tall design using a 21:9 aspect ratio. This makes the fold phones easier to use when closed, whether you're texting, scrolling, or just holding the phone with one hand while multitasking. And when opened, you still get that big screen experience. Sure, Apple is known for doing things its own way. Its foldable iPhone could bring some smart software tricks, a premium titanium body, and a strong hinge using composite materials. But Samsung's head start can't be ignored. With years of trial, feedback, and updates behind it, Samsung might use the Fold 8 to not just match Apple but stay ahead. Also, we can expect Samsung to go all in next year, knowing they're about to face Apple in the foldable market for the first time. They'll likely bring bigger upgrades and extra polish to the Fold 8 to make sure it shines. So, even though Apple is finally joining the foldable party, Samsung may still be the one setting the standard. Bigger screens, more flexible cameras, and a design that actually makes sense in your hand. That's what the Galaxy Z Fold 8 could offer. Now the question is, will Apple change the game when it arrives, or will Samsung stay ahead by keeping things simple but effective? What's your take? Let us know in the comments. Hit that like button if this gives you something to think about, and make sure to subscribe so you're always updated with what's coming next in the world of tech.
Could the next Galaxy phone feel like a downgrade for European users? That's the question many are asking after recent leaks suggest Samsung might bring back a decision that frustrated a lot of people in the past, using different processors for different regions. If this turns out to be true, buyers in Europe may not get the same experience as those in the United States or Asia. Right now, Samsung is riding high after the success of the Galaxy S25 lineup. That phone used Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 across every model and in every market. No matter where you lived, you got the same level of speed, efficiency, and battery performance. It was a big move, especially because it finally ended years of complaints from customers who felt like they were being treated unfairly due to Samsung's regional chip strategy. But the upcoming Galaxy S26 could change all that. According to several trusted sources, Samsung might bring back its two-chip approach. The leak suggests that models sold in Europe could be powered by Samsung's own Exynos 2600 processor, while other markets like the United States and parts of Asia would continue to receive the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. That has raised some eyebrows, and for good reason. Samsung has done this before, and it didn't go well. In 2022, the Galaxy S22 series came with the Exynos 2200 in Europe, while other regions got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. The problem back then was performance. The Exynos version was slower, less efficient, and didn't handle heat as well. Users noticed the difference, from slower app load times to quicker battery drain. Many European customers felt they were paying the same price but getting less value. Samsung eventually responded to that backlash by going all in with Snapdragon for the Galaxy S23 and S25 series. It was a move that many welcomed. But now, it seems like the company might walk that back, at least partially. This time, it could be due to manufacturing challenges. Reports say the new Exynos 2600 chip is being made using a cutting-edge 2-nanometer process, and early production numbers are low. If Samsung can't make enough of them, they may decide to release those chips only in specific regions, possibly starting with Europe. There's also some uncertainty about which models this change would affect. Some insiders believe the Galaxy S26 Ultra will continue to use Snapdragon chips across all regions, keeping that high-end experience consistent. But the regular S26 and S26 Plus might be the ones that switch to Exynos in Europe. That would mean users who want top-tier performance may have to pay extra for the Ultra version just to get the Snapdragon processor. And this raises another question: why Europe? Samsung hasn't explained why this region is often chosen for Exynos chips when the company splits its models. Some believe it's due to supply chain reasons, others think it might be about cutting costs. There's also speculation that Samsung sees the European market as more tolerant of these changes, but that's never been officially confirmed. Of course, none of this is set in stone. Samsung hasn't confirmed anything yet, so this is all based on leaks and early reports. Still, given the company's past behavior, it wouldn't be surprising if they follow through on this strategy. If you're in Europe and planning to buy the Galaxy S26, it might be worth holding off until we get official details. Or if you're worried about performance differences, going for the Ultra version might be the safer choice. So, do you think Samsung should go back to splitting chips between regions? Or should they stick with a single chip for everyone to keep? Things fair? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Is it finally time for a foldable phone that doesn't make you worry about battery life every few hours?